Global warming and you. Fossil fuels, renewable energies, the planet spinning too fast. What are we to do? Now, I don't know a lot about global warming. Can't sit here and tell you a lot. It's not usually my topic. But on this channel, I hypothesize, theorize, stretch science, if you may, and try to think outside of the normal. The normal is we're using the wrong type of fuel to fuel our daily lives. We're using, these oils, these gases, and the combustion engine is letting off emissions. These emissions are going into the sky and causing damage to the ozone layer. And because of this, the chain reaction is, they actually fixed some of the ozone problem. But some of the chain reaction is the ice caps are heating up. And when the polar ice caps heat up, the ocean that is salinized, meaning it's salty, the salt water is becoming unsalted because of so much fresh water pouring into it. Now, if you've never seen a picture of the Pacific and the Atlantic coming together, you'll see that both of those waters don't mix. So when you look at desalinization and you get into the science of it, which I'm not that deep into it, there is scientific proof that the more fresh water goes into a salinized body of water, either the faster or slower that it goes. Now, you have the jet stream and you have the Gulf Stream. So you have the planet heating up these bodies of waters, and the Gulf Stream and the jet stream are directly affected by it. So you have cold. Let me see how this goes. Okay, so the jet stream goes over our head. It's a band of air that goes over our head. The Gulf Stream goes into the ocean. So you got the jet stream doing this, and then it hits the water, then the Gulf Stream, and then boom, this large band of water in these currents, and everything is cyclical. Well, if you disrupt that flow of energy, then you have global warming, and then all kind of hurricanes. You have floods that we just seen in Kentucky. You have tornadoes coming out of nowhere. And also what's interesting, and what I just found out that's interesting, is the Earth is, what did they say, it's spinning faster? So they say the Earth is spinning faster, and it's spinning, and now this is something. In recorded history, they said the Earth, that they found out that there was a day that ended a second too early. And then they found out it did the same thing the next day. So according to them that watch the Earth's, movement, the Earth is spinning faster. Now they're saying that this is also a reason, why all these things are happening, because the Earth is spinning faster. I do not agree with that, because, I just don't. But I'm going to stay with what they're saying and go from there. Now, of course, with global warming, we have to look at what we're supposed to do. Now, if you're looking at some situations where you're living in low-lying areas that are very close to bodies of water, you are going to be forced to move. Now, what the government did recently is, and it wasn't our government, is there were a group of people who were indigenous to whatever land it was, and when they built their houses on this land, they also built their houses on stilts. What happened is they had all of this land. They had hundreds and hundreds of acres of land that they were planning on and doing all this other stuff. Well, now all of that land is being taken by water. So what they did was they went to those people and said, we're going to pay you so much money and we're going to remove you from those areas. Now, as far as those of us who I live in the Midwest, so I don't live near, any large body of water, California, anything like that. And, but nonetheless, where I live, in the Midwest is very flat land. So flooding is, it's not really something that I'm worried about, but what I do worry about is tornadoes, twisters. Now, I've lived here for 10 years just in this spot. I lived in where I'm at within this city for 25, 30 years, and I've never been in a twister. I've never even seen one. However, we've had some rough weather come through within the last 5 years that has blown down some trees. So it's blown down some tree branches, and what these apartments did was, being that they saw some of these large branches just boom, what they did is they went out and they cut down some of these old trees and said, these trees are a danger. So they went and cut a bunch of them down. We actually had a power line down out here. So there is some effect. I don't know if that's all because of global warming, but the reason why I said global warming in you is meaning whatever area that you're in, you're going to be affected by whatever's going on in some kind of way. You're living in a city, whether you're living in the country, there is something that has to do with the weather that's going to affect you. And according to the scientists that put out this information, they think it's going to get worse. Now, we've had tornado warnings here, and all the other stuff, but none has ever came through. Excuse me. One did come through, but it didn't come through here. It touched down miles from here. So we did have a tornado, but it touched down some miles from here. But nonetheless, we still got the warning. The sky went black and everything. Rained real heavy, but the tornado did not land here. I don't know what size it was. I just know that it never touched down here. Like I said, I live in a very flat area. So if a tornado if a tornado decides to come through here, it would just be too easy for it because, I'm near the airport. It's just nothing but flat land. At any rate, so I just wanted to talk about that. Nobody's on. I think everybody that, there were a couple people that came on, but they left. But I wanted to know how global warming was affecting you. But nobody's here. Anyways, your boy Tone 202. Peace.